So we talked about where blood is found in the body. So we kind of think it's all over the place from yesterday's lesson. Today we want to kind of look at a little better picture at blood itself. So what we're going to do is we have these cards that show better magnification, better images than we see with our microscope. These are at 1200 times real size. Our microscopes in the classroom only go up to 400. So we're seeing even 3 times closer than we would normally with ours. So we're going to use the cards. You see that it says human blood. We also have some slides we're going to look at that have cat blood. So we're going to look at those later. So we're going to start with the human blood first. And we're going to try to learn how to sketch something from a microscope. So you'll need the handout from class, which is this one here. It's got the magnification, human blood, animal blood, and the diagrams we have to draw in. So we're going to kind of work on this together. I will do the first column and show you how to draw those, and then you can do the animal blood or the cat blood, the drawings for that after I show you the slides. So one problem here is we have a rectangle. So this was taken with a camera that was attached to a microscope, so it gives us a rectangular picture. The only problem is when we look through a microscope, we see a round image. So what we agreed to do in class was to kind of like take half of this. So we got from a rectangle down to a square. And if we kind of cut off the corners, we kind of start getting a circular shape, right? So what we'll say is that half of this diagram, this half here, will be our circles. Okay, so we're just going to agree on that. So we'll always be kind of working off the right half here. So I'm going to cover up the left half. And we want to be in the human blood column. We're going to start at the bottom at high power. Okay, so I'm going to start down there. And when we draw these pictures, we kind of want to stay honest to what we see. So for example, if this is this big here, I don't want to draw it like that big on my paper. That's not what I'm saying. If this is my whole circle, then I've got to kind of draw it like I see it. So I go to my high power for human blood. And if that was my circle, I'm going to kind of make it look about, I'm just going to move this over so you can see everything here. Maybe around like that size. So if that's my circle there, that's kind of like proportional. And they're kind of circular, not like full circles, they're kind of like jagged a little bit. So I'm just kind of drawing some stuff here. Notice I'm not taking forever to draw it. I'm just kind of doing a quick sketch. It's not going to be perfect. So I see those, and those are going to be my lightly shaded ones. And I got this other one here. I want to put that one in there because he looks different. So I want to add him in. So I'll just kind of like color him in with the purple spots there. And maybe like draw 10 or 15 of those, just to give a sampling of what we are seeing on the slide. You don't have to draw all these. Nobody would expect you to draw those. So that's what we have here. Okay. So you can copy mine. You can pause here and you can draw that on yours. We go to another slide. That was at high magnification. So now we're going to go down to medium magnification. So this is human blood, medium. That's the box above it. So we're on the medium one, first column under human. We're going to draw what we see here. I do see some purple ones, so we have to remember to draw those. Now these are getting smaller, so I probably will draw them much smaller here. So I'm going to be kind of just drawing like little circles. And I did have some purple ones, so I'm going to add one of those in. Also, I'm not trying to draw 50 filled in purple ones. I don't see that many. And this whole picture is only 3 of them. Here's the third one over here. So I only see 3 dark ones and a lot of lighter ones. So don't show something that's not here. We see light purple ones, we see dark purple. A lot less dark purple, so I make a lot less dark purple here. So that's our medium power. Again, I'm just trying to make a sketch. It's not art class. I'm just trying to show what I see. I get down to low power. This is my top one, top circle. And I can see stuff, but I really can't see anything. We decided in class that we could stipple. So I kind of just did this. Just blowing off some of the dust there, because I really can't see. We're not going to fill in 5,000 of those, but there are some darker purple ones. So maybe I'll just kind of go over some of those and just like darken them up a little bit so they kind of stand out. And there's like 4 or 5 or 6 here, so we'll do 4 of those. So you can kind of see that's darker. So that's low power for human blood. Now we go to the top one where it says no magnification. So that is a picture of a slide. So that's just human blood on a slide, and that's it. I don't see any circles at all, but we have to draw what we see. We don't want to draw the slide. We just want to draw what the blood looks like. So what we decided in class was to just kind of do some shading like we would do in art class. So we kind of take our pencil, kind of go sideways. So instead of writing like we do here with a high angle, we're going to kind of do that low, bring the pencil down to the paper. So kind of just doing some shading like this. Just kind of making like that blood smear like they showed on the slide. Not trying to show the slide, it's not part of it. So just kind of doing that. And then some people even wanted to go better, and they did the old art thing of taking their finger and just kind of smearing it so it kind of gets rid of those lines. And that's what we have there. So we see what human blood looks like on a slide. Right? So it's just a shaded area. We see what they look like on low power. Just a lot of little dots. We see what they look like on medium power. Little circles with some that are darker. And then on high power, we can see there's definitely larger circles, and some have like parts of the inside are dark. Okay, so that was human blood. Now what I'd like you to do to finish up is I'm going to show you the slides for the animal blood. And I think what we'll do is we'll start at the high power again, because that's what we did the first time, so you can kind of see how to do that. So here is the cat blood on high magnification, and I want to show you something. I'm going to put them side by side or top to bottom. You can already see that the human blood cells look a little bit bigger than the cat blood. So what you want to do now is draw these a little smaller than you drew them here to show that they are a different size. So here is the high power. You may want to pause the video here so you can see this image, and then do your diagram in your on your paper. When you're ready, play the video again. So here is cat blood at high magnification. Here is cat blood at medium. And again, these are a little bit smaller than human blood, so you probably have to draw your circles a little bit smaller again to show that it is smaller. So this is cat blood at medium, so you might want to pause the video here. Our next one is the low magnification for cat blood. We kind of just agreed to do the same thing we did for human, just the stippling with the pencil and then coloring in a couple that were darker. So you can pause that here. And then finally, we did our cat blood smear, which kind of looks like the human blood smear. So you're probably going to do the same technique again with just the shading. Okay, so I'll pause that there if you want to hold it. And then you want to submit this to the assignment for the same day, which is day 9 in this case. That's it for the lesson.